Hello and welcome to Math 8 Unit 3A Lesson 2. Today's objective is scholars will solve one-step equations using multiplication and division. Okay, so first thing you need to know is it's the same steps as we used when we were solving addition and subtraction problems. We find out what's happening and then what's the inverse. So for example, here I see 5.2x equals 36.4. So what's happening to my x is I am multiplying by 5.2. Remember, when I have a variable next to a number, that means the number is the coefficient. And that means we're multiplying. This is called the coefficient. And it means that we are multiplying. We just don't put anything in between it. So in order to solve this, we're going to have to do the opposite of multiplication, which is division. So we're going to have to divide by 5.2. So I have 5.2x divided by 5.2 equals 36.4 divided by 5.2. So here, those are going to cancel. 5.2 divided by 5.2 gives me 1. So that's 1x. We just don't bother writing the 1. Equals, so to do 36.4 divided by 5.2, I put 5.2, 36.4. We are going to move our decimal places. I need to move this one over 1, which is I move this one over 1. So now I have 52. How many times does 52 go into 364? So 52 goes into 364 7 times. 7 times 52 is 364. So the answer here is x equals 7. Okay. So again, am I allowed to do that? Well, the multiplication property of equality says if I multiply both sides, remember you have to make sure you do both sides of the equation by the same number, it remains true. And our division property of equality says the exact same thing. If we divide both sides of the equation by the same number, it remains true. Okay, so let's try it. Here, what's happening? Well, right now I am dividing by 4. The opposite of dividing by 4 is multiplying by 4. So here I have y over 4 times 4 equals 4.25 times 4. And I'm simply using my multiplication property of equality. I'm multiplying by 4. So here, these are going to cancel. I'm simply going to simplify this. So those are going to cancel. So I end up with y equals 4 times 4.25. If I multiply it out, gives me 17. Okay, remember that you cannot use a calculator, so make sure that you're doing this on your own. 4.25 times 4 is simply 17. Okay, what about here? Well, here what's happening is I am multiplying by 2/3. The inverse of that is going to be dividing by 2/3, which, by the way, is the same thing as multiplying by 3/2. Remember that dividing by anything is the same thing as multiplying by the reciprocal. The reciprocal is just when we flip the number. So division is the same thing as multiplying times the reciprocal. Okay. So I'm going to be multiplying by 3/2. So I have 2/3 m times 3/2 equals 26 times 3/2. And this is just our multiplication property of equality. We could say division property of equality if you wrote divisions. It doesn't matter. Okay, so multiplied by 3/2. Here, they're going to cancel. Yeah, we're simplifying. I'm just skipping the line so you can see it. So this is our m equals. So to do 26 over, 26, no, make it a little smaller, sorry. 26 times 3 over 2, part 26 over 1, and then we're going to multiply straight across. 26 times 3 is 78 over 2. 78 divided by 2 is simply going to give me 39. So M equals 39. Okay, one last problem. Here, what's happening to my G? I am multiplying by 9.7. So the opposite is going to be dividing by 9.7. So here I have 33.95 divided by 9.7 equals 9.7 G divided by 9.7. And this is our division property of equality. We're divided by 9.7. So here they're going to cancel, and that just gives me G when I simplify. On the other side, we're going to do 33.95 divided by 9.7. So, again, to do our decimals, that's the same thing as 97 into 339.5. So, 97 goes into 339.5 3 times. 3 times 97 is 291. When I subtract that, I get 48.5, 485. I move my decimal straight up. And it goes into that 5 times, which gives me 485. So my answer is 3.5 equals G. Okay, so go ahead and try your classwork on your own, and I will see you in class.